This time on Find It, Fix It.
Hi, it's Michael again, and if you're concerned about the AC system at the house you're about to buy, then this episode is for you. I'm going to show you the major 3 ways to determine if an AC is sized properly and if it's working well in just a few minutes. Come with me. Hi, it's Michael again. Faulty roofing insulation. It is buggy and moving the entire thing. Just one nasty bug. This really is the best part of what I do. Howdy doody. This is Sloppy Joe.
Today we're going down under. I'm not talking to Australia.
Going places that no one else goes to save you money. There are 3 major ways, like I said, to determine if a system is sized properly. The first one is the system giving you enough cold air? So there's a very specific measurement. So we're looking for 15 degrees between the return and the supply air, at least, to make sure that the system is running right. Now I'm going to go into the attic here and I'm going to show you this first test. All right, here we are in the attic. Now you're going to place your thermometer, get them from Home Depot for $10, $15. Place one on either side of the AC unit. Now the AC unit can be hard to tell sometimes because there's a heater up here at times. So the way you know is that these condensate lines will tell you exactly where the AC system is. So we've got one on this side and one on this side. Doesn't really matter where you put them. The key piece is that they're operating at 15 degrees difference from each other. So one side is going to be where the warm air is pulled in from the house, and one side is going to be where the cool air comes out the other side. 15 degrees is the minimum. On the high end, about 22 degrees. If you have more than that, then your system's overperforming. Okay, now that you know that the system is cooling properly, not too much, not too little, now it's time to move on to the sizing. Now the sizing is done by taking a calculation of how many square foot the house has and take into account the size of the unit in BTU. And so that's a lot of numbers to tell you that we want to make sure that the AC has enough oomph for the house. So it's not a hard and fast rule though. We use kind of rule of thumbs as inspectors. So we want to use about 500 to 600 square foot per ton. And I'm going to show you how to look for those on the data card, the tonnage or the BTU on the data card. Now, with that being said, to really get a good handle and accurate data on whether or not the AC is sized properly for your house, you need something called a manual J calculation. Now, it takes into account the volume of the space in the house, the air-conditioned space, and also something called the heat loss coefficient. Now, that's just fancy for how much energy is lost out of the windows and the doors. So the rating of the insulation, the rating of the windows, et cetera, et cetera. So use this rule of thumb, but it's just that, a rule of thumb. So I'm going to show you here on the data card how to use your calculator with a real quick calculation to get the standard sizing for the square footage of your house. Sizing the unit is simple, but there's some math involved, okay? I'm going to have you look at the model number. You'll see FX4DNF025. So whatever number is after the 0 is your BTU. And really, you don't need to know what all that means. All you have to do is just use the calculation. So take the 25 and divide it by 12, which gives you 2. That's your tonnage. Now you're going to take the 2 and multiply it by 600, and that's your square footage. So this unit is sized for 2 tons times 600 square feet. That gives you 1,200 square feet. Okay, now you know how many square foot that this unit is sized for. The problem is this house is over 1,500 square feet. So we have a problem. The system may not be large enough for this house. So now that you have this information, remember it's just a rule of thumb. So you can't always go by hard, fast rules that knowing that this system is undersized. Now you need something a little simpler, and I call it the common sense test. And it has never failed me. Let's go and I'll show you that test now. This next test is my favorite. I call it the common sense test because it has never failed me. And I'm going to show you how to do it very simply. You don't need any special knowledge. You just need common sense. So you've decided that the AC system is putting out enough cold air in the attic with the thermometers on either side. And you've seen the data card and it looks as if the AC may be undersized by using the simple calculation. Now you're going to test yourself with your temperature. And you're going to go to the AC unit, you're going to turn it on cool, and you should let it run for at least 30 minutes, maybe an hour would even be better. And you're going to see how much the temperature has come down by the whole entire time that it's been on. And so if you've run the system for an hour and it's only pulled down the temperature 1, maybe 2 degrees, then you have pretty good indication that the system does not have enough oomph for the house. It's not cooling enough to keep up with the load, the heat that's coming in. And that's really as simple as it is. So if you get a yes, yes, yes on all 3 of these, then your system may be undersized. And I would suggest that you get a manual J calculation to be sure. So that's it for this episode of Find It, Fix It. If you are concerned about AC, then you have 3 major tests and common sense tests to figure it out. I hope this episode has helped you, and we'll talk to you soon.